Well, we have relieved the neck of the string tension. Of course, now that 10-inch straight edge is rocking, so we're going to back that truss rod off. Try that again. Still rocking. A little bit further. That's good. Okay, so now the neck is relatively straight along its length. Now we're going to start going with shorter straight edges. Yeah, there's one high spot there. It's not ticking here. Just ticking here and in the center. We're going to be putting a compensated nut on, so that will be coming off, but I'm going to mark this as we go. Base side's fine, center's ticking, the treble side is definitely high. Okay, this one. Still quite a bit high there. Base side is fine again. We're stepping down to a shorter straight edge. This is a little spot right here. A little bit here too. So it is in multiple positions. With a shorter one again. So the idea is to bridge 3 frets at a time. It's another high spot. Right here. Here. Second last fret here. Yeah. That's all the way across, I think. Yep. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different high spots. We're going to take care of them all. We have done all our reconnaissance. We know where all the high spots are. And now we're ready to finally take care of this. And then these spots here, and this is why you need to remove the nut. You need to be able to go clean through. Without that nut in place, it allows you to start right at the first fret and get those 2 spots on the 2nd and 4th frets. Okay, so we've got all the high spots now. Now we're ready to level. Just very light touch here. You can see all the chalk marks where I marked those high spots. Go around this side. Now, because this has that soft plastic inlay, I am going to mask that all off. Yeah, so before I switch over to the scrub block, I am going to mask off all that soft plastic inlay. There's our 400, we got 600. Emery cloth. Okay, frets are buffed. Just going to oil the fingerboard underneath all this masking tape. And we'll be ready for the strings. At long last, we're ready for the tuning test on this. So this is 11 to 50 flat wound jazz strings, D'Addario strings. and we have completed the compensated nut. We've balanced that K value of the springs in the back with these heavier strings, and I'll talk more about that in a second, but let's do our tuning check. I had to show you this. So this is the G. Look at this. Check this out. I'm going to get rid of this tuner. We're going to switch over to this tuner. Just this one string. Here's this tuner. You saw what happened a second ago when I played that 7th fret D note. Perfectly in tune. So for whatever reason, it's happened a couple of times with this clear tune tuner. I thought I should let you guys know because I'm sure you'd be climbing the walls. Okay, we're back to the clear tune tuner. And here's our first string. And that's it. We're in tune. You have heard me mention in numerous videos that oftentimes it's a matter of a little bit of re-engineering to get things to work. And this is the case here. I needed to grind off the face of that first saddle because it was butting up against the pivot pin. So I ground that down a little bit and squeaked out just what we needed to get that flawless intonation that you just witnessed. This is what we ended up with the compensated nut. These are 11 to 50 flat wound at concert pitch. We got that bridge plate dead level with the top. Now I want to flip this over and show you the back. So this sort of mid-density rubber is attached to the back plate to dampen any sympathetic resonance from the springs. When you have a piezoelectric crystal, I can see why they would do this. But what I'm curious to see is that drag on the springs going to disrupt the bridge from coming back to dead center after you use the bar. So we're going to do a little taste test comparison. So I'm going to try this first without the back plate. Okay, have a listen to this. Let's come around the back here and take a look. That sound was definitely creaking springs. So we're going to see if we can do something about that. I'm going to put a little dab on the tab. This is lithium grease that I have here. Same deal for all 3 springs. Kind of putting a blob more than a dab. Put that back on there. Work that in with a brush. It's incrementally better. So you can see that's the real reason that they put that rubber on there. Now my only concern, like I said, is whether that drag on the rubber, that's a fairly high density rubber, whether that drag is going to disrupt the trim system coming back to center after you use it. Only one way to find out. We're going to put this back on and we're going to go back to the tuner. Well, as suspected, it does dampen the creak. Still there. Hear that? Okay, you're not getting the reverb off the springs, so it's definitely solved that problem. But the real issue is, what is it doing to the stability of the tuner and the stability of the vibrato system? There's our D. That's not too bad. Almost comes back to center. It's going sharp. It's going flat. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to pull the plate off and we're going to try this whole vibrato tuning check again to see how accurately the tuning comes back to center after using the bar without that back plate on. Here we go again, no back plate. That's definitely an improvement. We do still have that spring sound, but it is much better than it was. So I have a third solution I'm going to try. So this is what I'm about to try now. We have a much lighter density foam. We're trying to get best of both worlds here, where we don't create drag for the springs, but at the same time we get that spring dampening, hopefully without disrupting the actual vibrato system coming back to center after you use it. Well, it's worth a try. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's test drive this and see what happens. Hey, here we go, moment of truth. Wow. There's our third. Let's try that again. Definitely an improvement. There you go. And there's one more example of, guitar techs needing to re-engineer a little bit to make things work. Hope you enjoyed that video. Stick around, there's lots more to come. Cheers. You got two jacks. This jack here is just the piezo. You get no humbucker pickups when you plug in there. This jack gives you the full enchilada. You got the piezos and the humbuckers. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of switching around and just let you hear. This is both humbuckers and the piezo. I can back the piezo off. This volume acts as a master volume for the piezo and the humbucking pickups. So you got master volume, master tone. Pretty simple, really. This is 2 humbuckers and the piezo wide open. Okay, now this is neck pickup humbucker with the piezo. If I back off the piezo, bring it up. So this is bridge pickup humbucker and piezo. If I turn the piezo down, no piezo. That's no piezo. That's bridge pickup and piezo. The little mini switch, when you've got it in the top position, it's humbuckers only. When you got it in the middle, it's piezo and humbuckers. When you got it down, it's just the piezo. When you have it plugged into that input, then this is the master volume for both piezo and humbucking pickups. It can be a little confusing. Sort of threw me for a loop when I first tried it. And oh, by the way, Jeff, that battery was dead, so I put a new battery in. So everything's up and running, and you'll be playing to your heart's content. So that was just straight piezo pickup. This is everything on, both pickups and the piezo. So when I got that mini switch up, it's just 2 humbucking pickups, master volume, master tone. When I got the mini switch in the middle, we have all of the pickups. Like I said, in the middle position, this still operates the piezo and both pickups, so that's a master volume. If you're plugged into the lower input jack, this remains master volume, master tone. The only time you're going to have that separation for the piezo is when you plug in the other jack and then you have just the piezo and it's just straight volume. There's no